Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal refused to reappoint Rashtriya Swatantra Party chairperson Rabi Lamichhane as the Home Minister following the expiry of the two-day ultimatum given by the party to the Prime Minister. The party has decided to quit the government. However, the party has decided to extend its support to the Dahal-led government. Good evening, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Rashtriya Swatantra Party decides to quit the government led by Pushpa Kamal Dahal, decides to continue to lend its support to the government. CPN-UML chairperson KP Sharma Oli expresses objection on the Supreme Court verdict issued in the Rabi Lamichhane case. Says the verdict has raised several questions on the judicial system. Pakistan's former president Pervez Musharraf dies at the age of 79 following a prolonged illness at a hospital in Dubai after years in self-imposed exile. And Nepal thrashes Bhutan 4-0 in the SAF Under-20 Women Championship football underway in Bangladesh. Amisa Karki scores a hat-trick in the win. Rashtriya Swatantra Party has decided to quit the Pushpa Kamal Dahal-led government. The party took the decision after Premier Dahal refused to reappoint Rashtriya Swatantra Party chairperson Rabi Lamichhane as the Home Minister. The decision was made through the Central Committee and Parliamentary Party meeting held at the party office in Basundhara this afternoon. With the party decision, Minister for Education, Science and Technology Shishir Khanal, Minister for Labour, Employment and Social Security Dol Prasad Aryal and Minister for State for Health and Population Toshima Karki will vacate their post. Rashtriya Swatantra Party has, however, decided to extend its support to the Dahal-led government. Earlier, party chairperson Lamichhane had warned of quitting the government if it was not provided with the Home Ministry. Lamichhane had lost all positions of the Deputy Prime Minister, Minister for Home Affairs and member of the House of Representatives following the Supreme Court verdict made on 27th of January last month on his citizenship case. On Thursday, the party had given a two-day ultimatum to Prime Minister Dahal to give a decision on the issue. Meanwhile, Premier Dahal yesterday had suggested Rashtriya Swatantra Party to lead the Ministry of Physical Infrastructures instead of the Home Ministry. CPN-UML Chair KP Sharma Oli has made allegations of blunder in the Supreme Court's verdict in the case of Rabi Lamichhane's citizenship. Speaking during the Parliament meeting today, Chair Oli expressed a distress over the Supreme Court's verdict in the case of citizenship of Rabi Lamichhane. Oli said the verdict has raised questions on the judicial system. Leader Oli said that the political crisis in the country must be addressed and pointed towards the need to formulate laws at the earliest. Oli went on to allege Nepali Congress of unlawful politics and that the party could not accept leaders of other parties as the Prime Minister and the President of the country. Nepali Congress lawmaker Ramhari Khatiwara had raised a point of order while Oli was speaking during the meeting. Meanwhile, Secretary and lawmaker of CPN Maos Centre Devendra Paudel said that the general public wish for major political parties to unite. Likewise, Congress Vice President Dhanaraj Gurung stressed on the need for lawmakers to better themselves and said that the country is seeking a true leader. Nepali Congress leader Umesh Shrestha filed an application at the Election Commission today demanding the Commission to declare him as a member of the House of Representatives from Chitwan Constituency 2. Shrestha made the demand to declare him victorious from Chitwan Constituency 2, citing that the Supreme Court had already invalidated Rashtriya Swatantra Party chairperson Rabi Lamichhane as a parliamentarian who was elected from the constituency. Lamichhane had been victorious by a huge margin in the November elections last year, while Shrestha finished second. Assistant spokesperson for the Election Commission, Surya Prasad Aryal, informed that the vacant position will be fulfilled only through a by-election as per the existing law. Aryal further said that the law has not envisioned any other option than to hold a by-election to fulfill the vacant post. CPN Maos Centre has fielded Urmila Aryal for the post of the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives. Aryal's candidacy has been fielded for the election of the Deputy Speaker that is slated for tomorrow. Leader Narankaji Shrestha has proposed her nomination, while Aryal has the backing of Devendra Dahal and Kimlal Devkota. The candidacies were fielded until 4 p.m. earlier today. The list of candidates will be published today, while the election will be held tomorrow. The election for the vacant post could not be held since the tenure of former Deputy Speaker Shashi Kala Dahal ended. Meanwhile, the main opposition, Nepali Congress, did not field their claims for the post. The meeting of the Parliamentary Working Committee of Congress held earlier today decided not to hold candidates for the post. Chief Minister of Province 1, Hikmat Kumar Karki, has claimed that the provincial government led by him will introduce the act related to mass media. Addressing the program organized on the occasion of the 25th anniversary of Presh Chautari in Biratnagar, Chief Minister Karki assured of forming province media institution through legal procedures. Minister Karki hinted towards increase in the number of ministries, which is line at the moment. Chief Minister Karki clarified that the current government will refrain from irresponsible political appointments. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. Here's the question. What's your take on the trend of political parties not taking decisions on issues of national importance and giving the responsibility to the party's top leaders? Your options are A, mockery of internal democracy, B, lack of decision-making capacity, and C, trust in leadership. Voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Nepal Telecom NTC has begun trial for the 5th generation 5G network service from today. The state-owned telecom operator has informed that trial for the 5G network service has been started on the occasion of its 19th anniversary. The state-owned telecom giant had been halting the trial for a long time. The trial is being conducted 5 years after the telecom began providing 4th generation 4G network service in 2017. There are 11,550,000 4G network users across the country at the moment. The telecom will demonstrate the use of 5G network in mobile phones. However, the telecom has said that smartphones of only 2 to 3 models that support 5G network have been found in the market. The users will have to wait for service to be accessible even though the telecom has begun the trial. The telecom has issued a new offer as well on the occasion of its 19th anniversary. The telephone service had begun in Nepal since 1916 of the Nepali calendar. There are 21,300,000 users of Nepal Telecom across the country. The operator has transformed from Telecommunications Department and Development Board to Nepal Telecom Company Limited in the year 2060 of the Nepali calendar. Himalayas Shamsher JB Rana, the first governor of Nepal Rashtra Bank, has passed away at the age of 95. Rana died this morning while undergoing treatment at the Norvik Hospital in Thapathali, Kathmandu. According to hospital sources, he breathed his last around 6:30 a.m. Rana was appointed as the first governor of Nepal. Former Finance Secretary Rana also established Himalayan Bank and served in different countries under the United Nations Development Program between 1962 and 1986. He is survived by 2 sons and 2 daughters, while his final rites are to be performed. Time now for international update. Pakistan's former president Pervez Musharraf died today following a prolonged illness at a hospital in Dubai after years in self-imposed exile. Pakistan's military and the country's mission in the United Arab Emirates announced the death of the former army chief at the age of 79, who was pushed from power in 2008. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, President Arif Alvi and the chiefs of Pakistan's Army, Navy and Air Force each expressed condolences on his death. A special flight will be made to Dubai tomorrow to bring Musharraf's body back to Pakistan for burial. The former 4-star general, who seized power in a bloodless coup in 1999, oversaw rapid economic growth and attempted to usher in socially liberal values in the conservative Muslim country. Musharraf enjoyed strong support for many years. His greatest threat, Al-Qaeda and other militant Islamists who tried to kill him at least 3 times. But his heavy-handed use of the military to quell dissent, as well as his continued backing of the United States in its fight against Al-Qaeda and the Afghan Taliban, ultimately led to his downfall. Cyprus voted today for a new president in an election that opinion polls indicate is unlikely to produce a clear winner, setting the stage for a runoff on 12th of February. Heralding the end of 2 terms of incumbent Conservative President Nikos Anastasiades, some 561,000 Greek Cypriots are eligible to vote after a campaign dominated by issues such as corruption, a deadlocked peace process with estranged Turkish Cypriots, labor disputes related to accelerating inflation, and irregular migration. Weather forecasters said there would be heavy rain and storms today, which could affect voter turnout. With 14 candidates in the running, opinion polls point to a race between 3 frontrunners: former Foreign Minister Nikos Christodoulides, who is leading the polls, a right-wing DISY party leader Averov Neopotiu, and career diplomat Andreas Mavroyiannis, backed by the leftist AKEL party. Opinion polls indicate none of the frontrunners will muster an outright majority, leading to a runoff. All 3 main contenders have been close associates of Anastasiades, who by law cannot contest a 3rd 5-year term. There is a perception that irrespective of who wins, there would be a continuation of Anastasiades' policies. In 2020, while Christodoulides was foreign minister, Cyprus held out for about a month on European Union sanctions imposed on Belarus to protest that government's handling of an election, because the island nation wanted more action from the bloc against Turkey in a dispute over offshore gas resources. Cyprus has complied with all sanctions against Belarus and Russia, a close ally, following the latter's invasion of Ukraine. 9 people were missing today after a fishing boat capsized off the southwest coast of South Korea, authorities said, with the country's president urging stepped-up search and rescue efforts. The fishing boat overturned just before midnight yesterday, with 3 crew members picked up by rescuers. Video released by the Coast Guard showed a rescue boat approaching the overturned fishing vessel, with the 3 crew members in the water near the red hull. Coast Guard ships were scouring the area for 9 others, and President Yoon Suk-yeol ordered other naval and civil resources to help. In late January, at least 8 people were reported dead after a cargo ship sank between South Korea and Japan. Restaurants, hotels and shopping malls in the tech hub of Shenzhen city and a neighboring Hong Kong region have geared up for an expected surge in two-way travels following the announcement that travels between the mainland and Hong Kong will be fully resumed on 6th of February. Shenzhen, as an important gateway connecting the mainland and Hong Kong, has reopened several ports and will reopen the Huanggang Port, Luhou Port and Lingtang Port from Monday. The designed daily handling capacity is said to be 30,000 entries and exits. On 6th of February, all 10 two-way manual passenger checking channels and 30 automatic checking channels will be open to handle the passengers' flows, said a Shenzhen customs officer of the Huanggang checkpoint. There will be no limitation on daily numbers of travelers, and travelers do not need to provide pre-departure nucleic acid test results. Business owners in Shenzhen say they are quite excited in anticipation of surges in two-way travels between the mainland and Hong Kong in the coming months, which will bring vigor and vitality into the local economy. Tens of thousands of devotees made their way today to a temple in Malaysia for the annual Thaipusam festival, which commemorates the birth of Hindu god Lord Murugan. For the past 3 years, the Thaipusam festival at the Batu Caves temple in the outskirts of Kuala Lumpur, known for its 272 steps, has been either called off or severely restricted due to curbs imposed to limit the spread of the coronavirus. This year saw devotees being allowed to resume their traditional rituals, which includes carrying a kavadi, where celebrants pierce their skin with metal hooks and rods and carry heavy artifacts up the steps to the temple located in a limestone cave. Others fulfilled their vows to the deity by carrying pots of milk. The festival originates in the southern Indian state of Tamil Nadu but is observed in Malaysia and Singapore by the Tamil communities there. Hinduism is practiced by 6.3% of Malaysia's 31 million population. Nepal thumped Bhutan 4-0 in the SAF Under-20 Women Championship football, with Amisa Karki scoring a hat-trick in the win. In the match played in Dhaka, Bangladesh, Nepal took a 2-0 lead in the first half itself after Amisa Karki scored both the goals. Amisa opened the scoring for Nepal in the 18th minute, making good use of the pass from Deepa Shahi. She scored after beating Bhutan goalkeeper Sonam Palden, who came forward in an effort to grab the ball. Nepali skipper Preeti Rai's shot in the 40th minute was well saved by Palden. Amisa scored her personal second goal of the match in the first half injury time to double Nepal's lead. Nepal added 2 more goals in the second half. Skipper Preeti Rai found the net in the 61st minute to extend Nepal's lead to 3-0. Amisa completed her hat-trick by scoring in the 62nd minute and sealed Nepal's convincing 4-0 win over Bhutan. It was Bhutan's second consecutive loss at the tournament. India had thrashed Bhutan 12-0 in the earlier match. Nepal will now face India on Tuesday. That's all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will be at 10:30 tonight. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.